Hey everybody, it's Jax again from your Popcorn View podcast. Today's been my episode 106, AEW Dynamite Before All In. Now, some of these matches this tonight or yesterday wasn't really interesting to me, and I'll get into that. But we did start off the show with Will Ospreay. They started doing that Will Ospreay chants, how they do in Europe. Um, and he's been pretty much saying that he's been building his entire career towards this match. And again, saying that he and Kenny Omega have been building his rivalry for a while. That he still feels like, what happened with Don Callis tainted that win. But he did go into detail saying that he feels like the best wrestlers come from Europe. Now, I don't know if someone may take offense to that later on. It's possible, whatever his name may be, Sheamus may come in and take some offense to that, but we'll see. I will say again, he was giving Kenny Omega his flowers once again, but then he started throwing in a little bit of jabs. He goes, the champion once again isn't here, almost as if he's saying the champion is part-time. So I wonder if that's taking jabs at Roman Reigns, but I don't really know. But it is what it is. He pretty much just said that he's going to do what he's got to do. And I've said it for a long time. I feel like this is Will Ospreay's year. But the way things are going, it's possible they might be screwing Will Ospreay over. And the reason why I say that was because not everybody can have a happy ending. It'd be fantastic if Will Ospreay wins at home. But is it possible that Will Ospreay does lose this match and then has to fight his way back to Kenny at All Out? Or whoever is the champion. But I still think Ospreay is going to win, personally. Maybe MJF gets involved. The family might try to get involved. There's going to be a lot of shenanigans. Maybe Kenny and the Bucks turn heel. I don't know what's going to happen personally, but I will be doing my prediction video probably Friday night or Saturday morning. But it's going to be a lot of stuff going on, and hopefully some debuts, but I still think Will Ospreay is going to take it. Now, this match here was Moxley versus Claudio for the Continental Cup. It kind of sucks because I was really hoping that it was going to be Jon Moxley versus Eddie Kingston, but apparently Eddie Kingston was not clear to wrestle. So last week you had Claudio versus Daniel Garcia. Claudio won, which is pushing Claudio versus Moxley today. So two of the guys that I wanted, Jay White to win and Eddie Kingston, either of them are there, so I can care less about this tournament now. That's just me, but it is what it is. Moxley actually looked visibly scared during this match when it started. Him and Claudio went blow for blow in this this match. And once Eddie Kingston lost or got injured and said he couldn't compete, I was like, well, Moxley ain't going to lose, It's kind of bittersweet. I like Moxley as a wrestler. I like Claudio as a wrestler, but this match I wasn't into it because of the whole thing with Eddie Kingston. But you did have Mox choke out Claudio at the end of that match to continue to the finals of the Continental Cup. Still showed that they were kind of together at the beginning before the match started. They kind of came out of the same tunnel just at different times. So it still shows as of now the Death Rider is still in one piece. But let's see how long that lasts. Again, that match I really couldn't care. After the two guys that I wanted to win are out, I can care less about the Continental Cup personally. Is just how I feel. I feel like now it's kind of a waste of time. Some other people, their favorite wrestler still might be in it, so I understand that. But me personally, it is what it is. You had the family, Jake Doyle, Brian Cage, and Rocky Romero versus Adam Copeland and the Young Bucks in a trios match. Now, I thought there was going to be some shenanigans during this match. I don't know why I keep saying movie. This match. And what's crazy is the Bucks and Copeland were actually working really well together. There was a time during the match that they almost super kicked Copeland like they did to Christian Cage last week, but they actually hesitated, they didn't do it. I actually thought that they were going to lose, furthering their feud into All In, but no, they actually pull it off. Copeland and the Bucks beat the Don Callis family. It was a good match. At the end of the match, Christian Cage comes out and pretty much says, happy that this shit is finally over. Now we can get down to business. At All In, we're going to do what we got to do. So Christian, being a dumbass, low blows one of the Bucks, the one who's actually standing, super kicks Christian, and then Adam Copeland ends up sparing the other one. And then he's kind of like pissed off, like, why do we have to do this? Because he didn't want to do that. And then you just see Copeland and Cage in the ring, and the Bucks are kind of outside, kind of rolled up. Now, decent ending. Don't know what's going to happen. I still think FTR may play a part in this match. They've been gone for a few months now, so it makes sense if they come back and cost the match to one of those guys. But we'll see how it plays out, guys, honestly. But again, Copeland was not happy at the end of what was going on. Now, we were supposed to hear from, what's it called, Willow, and Willow's music plays, and nothing happens. So they go to the back, and Mercedes Moné once again is whooping Willow's ass. Now, this is making Willow look weak, in my opinion. The time that they actually face each other in a trios match, Willow pinned Mercedes. So now you're having the momentum all on Mercedes' side. So I still feel like Mercedes is going to win. It sucks that Willow's going to be a transitional champion, but I can understand you've been building this story for Mercedes for over a year now, possibly a year and a half. And it makes sense to have her, win the title. Willow will get back there. I would be really shocked if they don't pull the trigger on Mercedes this weekend, but that's just me. But I did hear on Instagram that apparently Willow actually injured her hand during that segment. So don't know if that's 100% true or just people just spreading rumors, but they're saying that Willow did get injured during that segment. So if she is injured, she possibly will 100% drop the title. Don't know how long the match is going to be, but we'll see, guys. You had a few announcements for the Casino Gauntlet match. You had Mark Davis say that he wants in. Don Callis was with him saying that, hey, Davis got a number. If that number's called, he's going to jump in and try to bring that title back to the family. And right after that, you had Jericho kind of say the same thing. Jericho was like, I won in. I was the first champion, and I won a shot. So people online are speculating, is this Jericho's farewell tour? He's putting a lot of people over. He put Ricochet over. He put Ciampa over. So is it possible that they're going to let him go after one final run and then he's going to retire? He did say he wanted to do commentary, or he might go on tour with his band. We don't really know. So you had Andrade's music hits because apparently Andrade was supposed to speak tonight. And the music plays. Andrade never comes out. So I was about to say, what the fuck? They did the same shit with Willow. They beat him down in the back. Well, 5 seconds after that, MJF's music hit. He comes out wearing his title belt, or the Triple B, which again he shouldn't have. No one's explaining to us why he has a title. What the fuck's going on there? But you do have MJF come out, starts talking shit to the crowd. He goes, hey, I could be just like Andrade. I can talk, I can say things in Spanish. I can come out in my nice t-shirt with my belt, with my jewelry, blah, blah, blah. Like pretty much just talking shit about Andrade. I could even take a picture with one of the hot fans in the crowd and kind of talk shit about one of the girls there. And then at the same time, you see Andrade coming through, attacks MJF. They get into a scuffle. MJF's a little bitch, doesn't want to get in the ring. Now, this kind of sucks because Andrade's on a tear right now. He is doing his thing. He is the AEW National Champion. And I don't see Andrade winning just yet. Will Andrade versus Will Ospreay be a better match? Yes. But will Andrade versus Will Ospreay be a better story? Yes. But I don't think MJF needs the title, personally. You can have Swerve. You can have Kevin Knight. You can have Darby. You can have Andrade. You can have Switchblade Jay White. Ciampa can go after it again. Jericho throwing his name in there. You got so many people that can be there. Kyle Fletcher gonna go after the title. Like, there's so many guys. MJF, technically, in my opinion, does not need the title. But that's just me. So this is another Continental Cup, Classic Cup that came up. Another match. It was Nigel McGuinness versus Kyle O'Reilly. You know, I'm not excited for these matches anymore after the two guys that I wanted to win are not there. But Nigel does pin Kyle O'Reilly. They kind of show respect to each other. But what didn't make sense to me, Nigel McGuinness walked to the ring perfectly fine. He wasn't favoring his leg from what I saw. Even during the match, he wasn't favoring his leg towards the end of the match. So it's like, is this a legit injury or this is just a BS injury to have a short match? Now, with that being said, you have Jon Moxley versus Nigel McGuinness for the championship. Are they going to let Nigel win at home? I mean, is he going to retire from in-ring performance after this match if he loses? Moxley should have lost his title, I feel like. Maybe with Eddie Kingston being injured or not cleared, they changed the outcome, but I just don't get it. These last few matches for me didn't like them at all. It is what it is. Nigel McGuinness is in the finals with Jon Moxley for the title at All In. Okay, it's whatever. It like I said, it is what it is, man. It wasn't to me, it wasn't a great match. And at that too, Moxley won via tap out. Nigel McGuinness won via tap out. So it's like, okay, both of y'all won via tap out. Like this, it was the same outcome. So, you know, why? But you had a little bit segment there as well. Kyle Fletcher was with the Don, and they were talking about the match. And Don's like, "Hey, Kyle, all you gotta do is run the play." He was like, "I'm gonna run the play, Don, because I trust you." But is Okada gonna run the play? Similar to what he said last week, is Okada gonna follow the plan? Okada comes, "Hey man, I'm all about family." He goes, "Okay, but they're gonna follow the play. Are you gonna make sure I bring my title home?" He goes, "See, Kyle, you're only thinking about yourself. Come on." Okada's a family. The worst part about it is you actually had Don Callis okay with what Okada said. If Kyle Fletcher losing this match, I feel like it diminishes his title reign. And it sucks because he's going against two good competitors. I feel like this match should have just been Takeshita versus Kyle Fletcher. They threw the monkey wrench in there to add Okada, and I get it because Okada and Kyle have been having problems. But are they going to push out Kyle Fletcher out of the Don Callis family? It makes more sense for him to be a heel to go against Will Ospreay later. I thought it was stupid that Takeshita lost, but I understand because he was going to New Japan for the G1 Classic. So I get why he lost. It was the short title reign as well. But it's kind of weird to me that they're doing that. Now, Kyle Fletcher should win this match. Will he? I don't know. What do you guys think? You had a triple threat match, or sorry, not triple threat, a trios match for the ladies. You had Stephanie, the CML Women's World Champion, and Megan Bain and Lena Cross, the Divine Dominion, the AEW Women Tag Team Champions, versus Maya World, TBS Champion, and the Brawling Birds. I ain't gonna lie. This match was pretty good. Stephanie's growing on me. She is a beast in the ring. She reminds me a lot of Chris Statlander, but I feel like her moveset's a little bit better. And that's just my opinion. I think it's kind of cool because Persephone can connect with the crowd, whether she's speaking Spanish or in English. So it's kind of cool, similar to what Chris Statlander did. She could speak English and she could also speak or do the sign language, you know? So it's really cool. She reminds me a lot of Chris Statlander. Now, I know Persephone is now assigned to AEW and CMLL. So I definitely see her winning the title somewhere in the future, whether it's TBS or World. Don't know what's going to be in the cards for Persephone, but for sure she's going to be doing something. Now, this match was good. Like I said, Divine Dominion got off. Persephone got off. Maya World got off in this match. The Brawling Birds were doing their thing. Everybody was hitting their combos, hitting their finishers. Claymores, fucking clotheslines, suplexes, double suplex. These girls were doing it all. Jumping off the top rope. Maya World doing a backflip. Incredible match. Now, what sucks is, though, Persephone gets the pin on Maya World, which I'm shocked because she's the new it girl, you know? But she used the TBS championship to knock her out and steal the win. Now, is this building another match with Persephone and Maya World at All In? Possibly. Is this building Persephone more in the AEW women's roster? Yes. But there's one takeaway that I have from this match. I think the Brawling Birds are going to beat the Divine Dominion. Persephone and Maya World are probably going to have a match at All Out or All In as well. And Maya World is being built in our eyes, in front of our eyes. She is getting a lot of airtime. She's working on Ring of Honor and Dynamite. Like I said, I think she's going to be at All In. Maya World is being created right in front of us, just like Kyle Fletcher was, just like Kevin Knight was. So AEW is building new stars, guys, and it's incredible to watch. I think they said she was only like 28 years old. So let's say she wrestles for another 5 to 10 years. She's in the prime of her life right now. Maya World, if they continue this trajectory for her, she's going to be a women's world champion or possibly a tag team champion with her tag team partner. I could see it going both ways. Still incredible, still new to the ring, and shining. So, Maya World, congratulations. The more reps you get in, the better you're going to be in the ring. So, congrats. Again, I think the Brawling Birds are going to be the Divine Dominion. I'd be shocked if it doesn't go that way. But it is what it is. You had Swerve versus Jungle Jack Perry. Now, what I've noticed lately, Jack Perry's been in the ring with a lot of individuals. He wrestled Moxley. He wrestled Swerve. He's wrestling a lot of different guys. I think the last 3 or 4 weeks, he's been on TV every week and having the main event or the start of the opening of the card. He's been prime time being shown. Are they building up Jack Perry to be the next world champion or to take a run at the world championship? It's very possible. They did it with Darby. They did it with MJF multiple times. They did it with Kevin Knight recently. So is it possible they're building him up to go for a run? You know? But him and Swerve got into it during his match. Both showing out. Both doing their thing. But what I liked at the end of this match, we all knew Swerve wasn't going to lose this match, guys. Swerve's not going to lose before All In. Technically, Jack Perry's not doing nothing unless he's in the Casino Gauntlet. He hasn't been declared or said anything about it yet. But during this match, they were both hitting each other hard as fuck, hitting each other with combos, finishing moves. But what I did like was after Swerve hit Jack Perry with big pressure, 1, 2, 3, he gave Jack Perry his respect. That's why I'm saying, are they building Jack Perry to be one of the next guys? He was one of the initial pillars. And 2 out of the 4 pillars have gone for the world championship and won. Darby's got it at least once, even though it was only about a month long. You had MJF's won the world title 3 different times. Sammy Guevara, not sure what's going on there. Like I said, I don't see that happening with all the controversy he's had. They're also saying that he may be trying to leave. Don't really know. But you also have Jack Perry. That was one of the initial 4 pillars. Is it possible it's his turn up to bat? I would be okay with it. Will he have a long title reign? I don't know. But if he is one of your pillars and you guys are building him up now, I'm okay with it. It looks like Luchasaurus is out with another injury, so why not continue the story with Jack Perry? I'm okay with it. Now, like I said, they're building Jack Perry, but I definitely see Will Ospreay winning at All In. I see Mercedes Moné winning at All In. I see Divine Dominion winning at All In. So, who do you guys think is going to be Swerve's trios partners? Everybody's saying it's going to be a New Day. We don't know what they're going to call themselves, so that's what I'm going by because that's what we know them by. But Kofi and Austin Creed are allegedly going to be Swerve Strickland's partners for the Trios Championship. Who else do you think might show up in the gauntlet match? I personally don't know. But guys, it's going to be one hell of a pay-per-view. We already know there's about 6 to 8 matches that were announced, and we always know they throw something in there, whether it's 0 hour or a few matches right before. So let's see what happened, guys. It's going to be one hell of a pay-per-view. I'm going to do my predictions later on. But guys, thanks for watching. Have a great one.